Hi, my name is Amanda. This video is for my career investigation to NAIT's Digital Media and IT program, question number 3. To further discuss my technical abilities and computer skills, I would like to examine my iPhone illustration that I created for NAIT's Graphic Communications program last year. Using Adobe Illustrator, we were encouraged by the professor to select an item that would be challenging and go beyond our comfort level. I chose to illustrate the Apple iPhone with OS Interface 3.0. My illustration features drawing of the iPhone both upright and sideways, as well as the 20 standard icons. The complete illustration has approximately 140 layers. Each icon uses approximately 5 to 12 layers. At this time, I should mention that I drew all items contained within this illustration, except for the photo of the dog, which is a stock photo, and the map of the world, which is featured on the Safari icon. First, I will take you on the tour of the iPhone illustration as a whole, and then I'll explain one icon in particular to show you the complexity of the drawings. The iPhone itself has 17 layers. I will now show you from the bottom up all the different layers. The iPhone illustration starts with the inner main panel, the outer edges, the mirrored edges, the volume button, the other button on the left, not quite sure what that does still, the on-off button on the top, the gray rim on the edge of the interface, the black interface panel, the round start button, the icon on the start button, then the top speaker where you listen, followed by some more contouring. Then we have the lower gray band, the What's Active widgets, the 3G time widget and battery icons, the text labels, some more text labels on the bottom, and then finally, all the icons. At this time, I'd like to give you a tour of the different icons that I built for this illustration. These include the messenger icon, the calendar icon, the photos icon, the camera icon, the mini TV for YouTube, the stocks icon, the mini maps for your maps icon, the weather icon, the voice memo icon, which was very challenging, the notepad icon, the clock, the calculator, the settings, iTunes, the App Store, the compass, your phone, your email, Safari, and of course, your iPod. I would now like to discuss the drawing of the Safari icon to show you the complexity of the piece. The Safari icon contains 12 layers. Working from the top layer down, the first layer is the compass center, which was made quite simply with the circle drawing tool and a gradient. The next layer down is the arrow, the orange and white arrow, which was made with the drawing tools and a drop shadow. The next layer down is the white circle and arrows. This was made with the drawing tools and the Pathfinder tool. The next layer down is the half shadow. The half shadow is commonly found on most of the iPhone icons. However, on some of the icons, I located it on a different layer to achieve the proper look. The next layer down is what I call the contouring button. The contouring button is also used on most of the icons. It is a layer that goes over the base shape of the icon to give it depth and color variation. It was created with the drawing tools and a soft light opacity of 60% and an inner glow. I am now going to select the contouring button and move it from the rest of the icon so that you can see what it kind of looks like. The next layer down is the compass tick marks. The tick marks around the edge of the icon are to mark the degrees of the compass. They were created by drawing the first tick at 0 degrees and then used the rotate command with the reference point at the center of the icon. place the ticks repeatedly, I use the Object, Transform, Transform Again command. The next layers down are the north, east, south, and west layers. These are located over small circles with a 35% opacity. The next layer down is the map. As I mentioned earlier, the map is from a secondary resource. The final layer is what I call the basic color button. It is a rounded corner square with a gradient going from light turquoise to dark turquoise, in the Safari icon anyways. It has a drop shadow with using multiple mode with a small offset and a small blur. I use this basic color button as the template for all icon buttons to ensure consistency in shape, opacity, and drop shadow. This explains the complexity in drawing the Safari icon, one of the 20 icons illustrated in this piece. To ensure proper placement of all items in the illustration, I placed a JPEG of the iPhone on a separate layer and reduced the opacity. This also ensured I did not miss any elements of the interface when completing the illustration. To ensure proper colors in the illustration, I opened a JPEG in Photoshop and used the eyedropper tool to select the colors. I then recorded the values of the CMYK and created those colors in Illustrator in the Colors panel. I will admit this is where I made one technical error. When rebuilding the color in Illustrator, I didn't always ensure that the color mode was in CMYK, which is vital for a printed piece. Some of the colors remained in RGB. This led to a deduction of marks and taught me an excellent lesson. This illustration took me 43.5 hours. I received a grade of 90%. I hope you enjoyed this explanation of my iPhone illustration. Thank you for your time.